Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
So last time what we did is we just talked about auto mining. There is a small concept I didn't tell you yet, and I have to tell you the concept. The concept is called as initialization. So whenever we have a Spring Bean initialization, I told you Spring is a Bean container. Okay, so you do have control on what to initialize, right? So when we discussed Spring is a Bean container, we also know that every initialization has something called as initialization. Then in our servlet, we saw that there is service which is an actual live, right? And then finally you have dispatch, which is invoke whenever that container goes down. So if it is a servlet container, then when servlet container goes down, so in the Spring, if Spring container is going down, then dispatch method. So Spring gives us a way to give these method implementations. So when this method will get invoked and for whom, like servlet, we know that whenever we have an HTTP servlet, whenever we extend HTTP servlet, we know that that particular class is a servlet and it will have init method, destroy method, and do get push and all those methods. But what about beans? So beans may not have something like this, may not have init, may not have this one. But then you can define some method for initializing, like a constructor, and you can use a method for destruction, like a finalization. Okay, so you can definitely do that. And what is the service? Service means normal method of a bean. So bean also can be divided in three parts, where there is a initialization code, which will be init code. So whenever you need to initialize that particular bean, you call this particular method. It might not be init, it might be something else. Okay, so just like if it is an employee bean, then you are calling load employee method, something like that. It can be any method, and you can specify, you can tell Spring that this is my initialization method. And whenever that employee is destroyed, the Spring container is getting destroyed, then you can call like save method, which is taking all the details. It is not constructed already. So you can do that, and plus you have your own employee actions in there, like add employee, delete employee, and update employee, and all those employee actions will be right here. Okay. So how to do that? How to do this initialization method and destruction method? So Spring uses two ways for that. Basically three ways though, but we will understand two ways first. So first way is you can decide, you can declare, you can implement one interface. So let's understand that interface first. Let me go back to Eclipse. Right now you are seeing two packages here, annotations and JDBC. As of now, don't worry about them. You're gonna learn about that. That's why it's okay. So I'll just create. Let's start creating a new thing. We do have a laptop. We do have washer. So what you can do is just get a laptop here, and here you can implement that interface which I was talking about. The interface is implements, and it's called as initializing bean. It's coming from our Spring framework beans factory. Okay, so it's initializing bean. And this particular interface has only one method. Okay, and one method is called as after property set. So remember that after properties of set means you know that the properties are passed on. So whenever properties are set from XML, then only this method will be get called. So after properties are set. So before you actually do anything with this bean, okay, you can use this method for initializing. Let's say you are setting some properties from XML, and then after Spring actually sets the properties, you are calling the database with the help of that property and loading some other configurations about it. So if you are doing that, you definitely miss that method. So you can call this method after properties are set, and this will get called for initializing. Let me just do a sys out here and just there is a question coming in. We have Java assist for Spring class. Do we need source doc or something? No, we don't need that. If you have jar included in your lib path, automatically you will get all the assistance in any of the jar files. It doesn't need any specific thing. Okay. And hold on to that question. There is a nice tool, and I will tell you how to add that plugin to Eclipse. Okay, just remind me, Meena. Before end of the class, I am supposed to show you that particular tool today itself. Okay, how to do that? Just remind me before the class. Okay, if I don't tell you, just remind me. Okay, nice things, nice question. Okay, so now after property set is done, whenever the properties are set by Spring.xml, and before you do anything with that bean, then this is a real initialization method. Okay, so you are providing an initialization of a bean. So okay, so the first part of the life cycle is done. If we want to test that, we will test it, but let me not test it here. Let me add another method, which is destroy method. You know, destroy method gets executed whenever container goes down. So how to set a destroy method? So for this part, you have another interface that is called as disposable bean. Yes, so this bean is disposable. So whenever you say that this bean is disposable, it has a method called as, expect the method name here. Of course, destroy. So destroy method will be executed whenever bean is getting destroyed. Whenever your container is going down, then this destroy method will be called. Now here, if it is a laptop class, it's probably getting loaded from the database. Whatever changes you are already making in that particular bean, you want to persist them into the database. So you can just call save, or you can roll back any transaction if you don't want to get executed. So all sort of that operations you can do it here, or nullify any connections you are making. Okay, so you can do that. Right now we do not have any huge business logic in here, but definitely you can do it. So I'm just saying laptop is getting destroyed, and that's it. I'm not doing anything here. No magical stuff. Okay, this is it. So this is a perfect implementation of a bean with initialization as well as destroy. So let's see whether that really works. So we don't know yet. We don't know whether your laptop configurations and all really works. So let's try that. Test DI. We have Spring test class where we are loading laptop. So let me comment this code. Get laptop. Uncommented. You can remove that comment also with the source. Right click and remove block comment. Okay. So right now what we are going to do is we are just initializing this particular laptop class. Whatever we do later, it's not important. So I can just remove this for class. I don't want that. I just wanted to see whether whenever I'm initializing it, whether I'm able to execute that particular method. Okay. After property set. Okay. So let's see whether it executes, and if it is executes, Okay, it does do that after properties are set. But there is a small problem here. We saw that whenever this being, see, this is terminated. See here it's terminated. So definitely Spring Container went down. But if Spring Container went down, why it did not execute destroy method? So the reason behind that is, so people, I will tell you a small concept here, and this may be unrelated to Spring, this may be related to entire Java stuff. So people always understand that your JVM runs with the help of threads. Okay, so if your JVM, it actually spun up lot of threads here. Okay, so these threads, whenever this JVM executes a thread, single. Okay, again, this JVM entirely is also single thread. Okay, so single thread model. Entire JVM runs in a single thread. Now your Spring container started. Okay, so your Spring container, we consider this. Okay, let's consider this as a single thread. Okay, as soon as that thread completes, okay, as soon as the execution of that thread completes, this thread is dead immediately. Okay, so there is no chance if you are registering any method like destroy or anything, there is no chance of execution because they are executing in a single thread. Okay, and as soon as that thread completed, it actually went dead. Okay, so if there is a destroy thread, we need to start a thread which sees, we need to start a daemon thread which sees such method if there is a finalization, if there are destructions. Okay, and Java provides this daemon thread by default, and that daemon thread is called as, now remember this name and you might be using it later also, it's called as shutdown hook. It's a hook. Okay, so shutdown hook is a daemon thread. Okay, it runs in a backend. It doesn't do anything in a real world. It just runs in a backend and it finalizes. If you want to do something on shutdown, whenever your server goes down or out of memory or whatever happens, if you want to do something in that, if you want to control your shutdown of JVM, generally JVM goes down abruptly. It doesn't care about what is there, what is going to execute or something. If the thread is completed, that's it. Your main method completed, it's gone. So JVM is stopped and thread is dead. But if you don't want that, then this is a daemon shutdown hook which you can spin up. And remember that this is not at all a Spring concept. This is a normal Java concept. You can also include shutdown hook in any of the standard Java programming. Okay, programs. Okay, not programming, programs. Okay, so you can do that. But even Spring allows you to do that with the help of, there is class. You know how we get the classes, right? How to load the classes in Spring. We load the bean from application context. Okay, so this particular context provide you a shutdown hook thread as well. Okay, but that particular method is available in abstract application context. So let's initialize this context with abstract application context. You know what is abstract? Abstract is the abstract class, and application class context is a interface. It's not a real thing. But we will not assign context to an interface. Now we will assign it to an abstract class which has implementation for your shutdown hook. Okay, again, this is not specific to Spring. Okay, always remember that. In Spring, how we can get shutdown hook, that's what I'm doing. Abstract application context, and I can just import that class. Okay, and I can show you where this is coming from. It's coming from the same thing. Spring context support abstract application context. Okay, and even your class path application context is coming from world. Okay, and if I want to remove unwanted import, Control A and Control Shift O will remove unwanted import, and just save it. And now this context will, I can register a shutdown hook here. So let me register that, register shutdown hook. This is it. You will not be doing anything else in the real world. Also, you just register, you just start that thread, and that will take care of this destruction and this finalization code. Okay, anything confusion here? This must not be Spring specific stuff again. Okay, I'm just telling you how to start a shutdown hook thread with Spring. Okay, okay, so we are here now. We registered shutdown hook. We got this context. And now we can see that this laptop, whenever this Spring container goes down, this try method will also get executed. So let's see where we really see that or not. So let me run this code. No, really, we did not. That's surprising. Give me 1 minute if I'm missing something. Okay. Okay, let's debug that later as of now because there is, yeah, laptop Java. Here you go. Okay. So we just added these two methods after property set and this one. Now you are kind of restricted here to use this particular method name. If I don't want to use this method name, Spring also allows you to use your own names with the help of Spring.xml engine. So I can just remove this as of now. So what I will do is I will just remove this and have our own method called init and destroy other than using something from the interface. And then we will see how we can configure those with the help of, let me just rename that method to init and I will just say init here. Okay, and I will not override anything. So that will make a normal method. After destroy, we will make a normal method. I will just say it's laptop initialize init. Okay, so this is it. So now in Spring.xml, we can actually declare. So whenever we are loading, whenever we are creating this particular bean, whenever we are creating this bean, then we can actually specify something called as init method, and here you can say init. And here also you can also declare this method with the help of this method, and you can just specify which method you want to use as a destroy method. And this works exactly the same way. So now if I go back to the laptop class and just verify whether I have spellings correct here and verify quite. Okay. Laptop init, laptop is configuration, laptop is getting destroyed. This destroy method is executed because of shutdown hook. Why that wasn't there? I'm really not able to find out at that time. We'll resolve that though. That's not a big thing. Okay. But this is the way you actually declare your init method and destruction method in same bean initialization. Okay. Now think about this. If you have to declare these init methods and destroy methods every time, it's little bit like overhead, right? And let's say if my project has a standard that all the init methods are called as init and all the destroy methods are called as destroy, and I made it as a standard, so whenever a new employee or new associate under me creates a bean, is definitely going to declare init method for initialization, display or destruction. What I can do is I can just declare at beans level, means at this level, that for my all initialization I will be using init, for my all destruction I will be using display. So there is a way to do that, and you can do that with the help of there is something called as default init method, and here you can declare that I want init, and you can also declare default destroy method where you can just mention destroy. And guess what, you do not have to mention anything here now, because this is now a standard. So every bean will have these methods init and destroy, and that methods will be executed as initialization and destruction methods for all the beans in string. So let's see whether that works. Save it XML, yes. Save it. Okay, and you actually see the same result. You might see that getting destroyed later, but people, I told you, shut down hook is a thread, and you know one thing about thread execution. The execution of thread is not guaranteed. So sometimes destruction happens in other order, doesn't matter. Okay, the only thing matters is this particular method is getting executed properly. Okay, and we saw that it's executing properly. Okay, there is a question here. What will come under service under bean? Do we need to implement any interface for service method? No. So normal methods inside the bean. So like bean is prepared for some purpose. Like this particular bean probably have a logic for a laptop. Okay. So that particular business logic is a service method, but there is no a standard interface or standard methods declared for service logic. Okay. You can have your own logic in there. Okay. Nice question. That means you are understanding. Okay, your question shows that you are getting it correctly. Okay, so this is about initializing and discussing. There is also another way, which is annotations way, and we can start working on it right away. So there is annotations way. You can declare annotation, and you can tell Spring that this annotation is for like init, and this annotation is for destroy. Like in Hibernate, absolutely. So we can have another XML. Oh, this is the question. Like in Hibernate, can we have another XML having some bean definition and closing? Yes, absolutely, you can have it. Okay, definitely you can have it. There is no problem. Okay, and remember that Spring also allows you to use that is the input. I think you can use include. Okay, I'll grab an example of that, but definitely we can do that because a lot of configuration in project level, we do that. What we do is we separate the beans on the basis of functionality. So what we do, we have some like store-based functionality. We keep it in a entire different XML, and for business-based application beans, we just keep it in a separate XML, and we can initialize them separately. It is also possible. You can initialize them in a single manner. This is also possible. Okay, so we can do that right away. We have in our project, I declared 3 different XMLs, and I'm initializing it in a different way. Okay, and like stress, Spring does not restrict you to have the name like stress2 or stress.x or something like that. You can initialize anything. Mandatory is it should have been. Okay, that's the only thing mandatory. Okay, nice questions going in. So I was telling you about annotations. So annotations are allowed in Spring, and there are some, let's say, features. There are some good use for annotations. The best use of annotations is for Spring MVC. So when we learn Spring MVC, it will be like more clear for you, like why these annotations are very important. Because these normal standalone applications have very easy configuration, you cannot relate what's the use of annotations here, but still we will have some of the good features in there. Do beans have tag library? Spring does, beans don't. So beans is just a Java class. Spring do have a tag library. We're gonna include that tag lib in our Spring MVC example. Okay.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.